So now this is the first class for your batch. So here first of all we want to know how to connect with the SQL tool. Okay, here we have a specific tool which is used to do the access from the database, access the data from the database. So what is the tool we want to use while access the data from the database? Here we have a tool is SQL Class. SQL Class. It is one of the tool which is used to access the data from the database. This tool is already implemented, means already defaultly configured the DBMS. Actually DBMS is a software, right? That software will be implemented in this tool. Okay, RDBMS. Right now we are using the RDBMS tool which is used to access the data from the database. So this tool is help to how to do the how to implement the syntaxes in our database. Okay, then here first of all just we are going to double click on this prompt. Okay, just double click on this tool. It is asked to us some credentials. Just click on yes. Now it is going to ask to us some credentials. So which is the credentials is applicable for this respected SQL tool. Okay, then here how we can go to do that in this point of time. Then here we can go to give the respected credentials is apps, password is apps, hosting is VIS. These are the credentials we are going to specify in this tool and will be access this SQL prompt. Then now it is show us clearly what is the database. What is the database version? 11G. Right now this Oracle applications version is 11G version, means a database version, not Oracle application version. Oracle application version is different, database version is different. And the current in the market, the version is running version is 12C. But this Oracle application database is using the 11G version. Okay, and also we can possible to access this same tool. Again I'm going to close this one. Again I'm going to open this one, and here we can give in this way also apps/VS. So in this way also we can go to connect with our SQL prompt. Now click on OK. Both ways is used to connect with our database. Once we are going to connect this one, now we are going to set the configuration, environment configuration. Okay, so how we are going to set the environment? Okay, then for that purpose we are using a few commands which is help to set the configuration or set the environment. So why we want to set the environment? So without setting the environment, what happen? Here I will show you a simple query which is used to retrieve the data from the database. Okay, we have a one query is there. Okay, simple command means we have a database. Okay, in this database we have so many database objects are there. Now we want to retrieve this data from the database. Okay, through SQL prompt we are going to retrieve the data. Here there. Now I am going to specify select star from which table. We don't know what are the tables are already available in our database. Here whenever we install the Oracle, Oracle people defaultly provide the some default database objects. What are the database objects? Means employee and DEPT tables. Employee and DEPT tables. These two tables are demo tables. We call it as a demo table. We don't want to create it. Oracle people defaultly provide the tables. Now we want to access the tables. Let us here observe this one. I am going to access first DEPT table. Observe this one. Are you able to see the structure of the table? We can clearly understand what is the first column, what is the record of the columns and we can easily understand. So how many columns in this table? We have 3 columns. This is the first column and this is the second column and this is the third column. We can easily understand how many columns and how many rows. This is the rows. First row, second row, third row, fourth row. Now you tell me how many columns and rows for this table? 3 columns and 4 records. Okay, then in the same manner I am going to access one more table. What is the table? EMP table. EMP. Okay, let us check it. What happened? Here just observe carefully. This DEPT is giving the proper information, but this EMP is not giving the proper information. It is giving some confusion. Okay, then here observe this one. These are all are the columns, headings, and the last column is coming under the second record. So in this point of time we are not possible to understand. So what is the column, what is the data is appear for that respected column, right? We are not getting the clarity on this structure, but in this one it is giving the proper structure, but the second table does not give the proper structure. So that is the reason, first of all we want to set the environment. First of all we want to set the environment. Once we can set the environment, we can access the same tables. It is giving the clarity of that proper structure. Okay, how we can do that? First of all, how we can go to set the environment? So for that purpose we have set pages. Okay, set pages. So to set pages means for page how many records you want. Per page how many records we want. Okay, first we want to set the lines. Set lines. So here lines means, here observe this one. Here we have some record, right? Each and every underscore or hyphen. Maybe you can treat as a hyphen. So each and every hyphen we have some gap. We have some gap. Each and every hyphen system is going to treat as a one line. Line. This is the line, right? So here it is applicable for some proper default line size. Okay. Now I am going to increase that line size. Now I am going to increase the line size. Suppose here I am going to increase the line size is 150. I am going to increase the line size is 150. Default it is applicable to 70 or 80, something like that. Now I want to increase it 150. Let us. Okay. Now the size is increased automatically. Now we can access the same table. EMP. Okay. Let us. What happened? Have you get the clarity on this one? Okay. In that above also I am execute the same command. But here it is shows a different information. We can't understand because of we are the newcomer, right? The same manner I am going to execute this command, same command, before execute the set lines. Means I set the environment line size. Okay, then here this lines is increased. Okay, here observe this. Up to here maybe it is applicable 130 or 140. Now it is going to increase up to 150. Then it is getting the clarity. It is getting the clarity. Now here observe this one. In this format also it is going to divided some records into another heading. Here observe this one. It is having 10 records. Then again the 4 records are coming to the next page. Means page by page. Every page it is going to print only 10 records. So what happened? So I want to print here. We don't have the any page format, right? We want to display this all records in one page. How we can go to do that? So here I am going to set pages up to 50. 50 means one page contains 50. Whenever the 50 records are increased, means reached, the 51 page is going to coming to the next page. Means something like that. This is the format. Okay. Then now I am going to set 50 pages. Let us now we can check it. Clear? At any point of time we can set the environment. Mid of the time, starting of the time, ending of the time. At any point of time we can possible to change the environment. Again I am going to set the page as 5. 5 means every 5 records the page is going to change. Now we can check it. Select star from EMP. Records is nothing but it is one record. 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 So these are the 5 records. Okay. Again, these are the 5 records. Something like that. Clear? All of you. So, but here we are getting the confusion. That is the reason we set the environment up to 50. Then we can get the clarity. Right? So that is the reason. First of all, what we do? Set the environment. Once we set the environment, we can easily access the data from the database while using this SQL prompt. Clear?
So pages kuda 5 rows అని ఇస్తాడు సార్. ఆ pages కూడా include చేస్తాం.
Yes. Every space also one line. Even the space also it is recognized as a one page, one record. 5 means 5 records per page. 10 means 10 records per page. Even though this space is also system is recognized as a one record. Okay, that is the reason. Next. Now we are working with our SQL commands. Okay, there. Before going to start the SQL command, suppose if you want to clear this screen, okay, now I want to clear this entire screen. How we can go to clear that? We have a command is clser. We have a command is clser which is used to clear the screen. Entire screen is going to clear. So erase the data. Next, here now we are going to create a one folder for your batch. I want to create a folder. So for every class I want to generate a one file for your practice purpose. Okay, here already we record the video and also we create a one file for whatever it may be. I am going to type here. What are the keywords I am going to type here? What are the syntaxes I want to type here in this prompt? All will be going to generate a one file. Okay. So for that purpose, you no need to define this one for practical purpose. Okay. Spool on. Next, spool. So we have this is your batch. In that batch SQL. This is the path we can copy. Path we can copy and here observe this one. Here we don't have any file right now. Okay. Now I'm going to specify class 1.txt format. Let us check it. Once I enter this one file is created. So what is the use of this file? Right now 0 KB. We don't have any data. Whatever it may be, I am going to type here. The type is defaultly keeping to store in this file. At end of the class, after completion of your class, I am going to send this file to your mail. Okay. You can go to revision that file and you can do the practice. All of you clear? Okay. Then now I am going to work with that. Okay. So here the first is, what is the first one? Then here yesterday already we discussed the data types. Okay. These are the data types. Each and every data type, what is the use of data type and what is the maximum size, everything, and the syntax is also there. Now we want to use these data types. We worked on statements. This is the first class statements. In that statements, what is the first one? DDL. Okay, DDL. What is the DDL means? Data definition language. So DDL means these are the auto commit commands, these are the session independents, these are the used to define database objects. What are the database objects? Tables, views, synonyms, clusters, indexes, sequences. These are the database objects. If you want to create any one of these database objects, we must use these DDL commands. All of you clear? Right now we are worked on database. In that database, what we do? We want to create the database object. In that database object, which database object we want to create? Table. The first one is table. Now we want to create that table. How we can go to create that? We can use this DDL. So basically in this DDL, we have 4 DDL commands are there. We have 4 DDL commands are there. The first one is create, and second one is alter, and third one is rename, and fourth one is drop. While using these commands, we work with the DDL statements. Let us be worked on one by one. We worked on one by one. First of all, we want to understand how to create a table, how to create a simple table, right? There. Yeah. Here, I want to create a new table. Create. Okay. Then, what is the command? Yesterday already we discussed. We want to create it. We want to create a table in database, right? Create table. In normal words also we can easily remember. Create, which objects we want to create? Table. Table, and we can give the table name there. Table name. Create table, table name. Then here I am going to give table name is student10. My table name is student10. So here we want to keep in our mind, what is the point we want to keep in our mind is, whenever we are going to create a table, we always start with character only. We always start with the table name is character only. We never start with the table name, start with numbers. Okay. We cannot possible to create the table student10. It is accepted. But we cannot possible to create the table 10 student. Why? Because these are the standards. System does not allow to create the table which is having the starting with number. Number. It is always accepted with the character only. Next, what we do? Create table, table name, column names. Column names, the first column is student number. The first column is student number. Then what is the data type is applicable? Number data type. Number data type. How much size we want to assign? 5, 2 or 3, right? 5 means up to how many numbers we are going to accept? 99,999, right? Now I am going to give 5. Next. Next one is student name. Student name is also, what is the data type? Varchar or okay, that we are giving char. Okay, char, how much space? I am giving 10. Up to 10 character space is required for that name. Next, joining date. Okay, joining date. What is the data type? Date. Next, for every column we are going to separate it with comma. This is the very important. This is the very important. Next, we are going to give the contact number or phone number. Okay. Then now I am giving phone number. It is the data type is number. So here observe this one. Whenever it is going to reach to the 150 lines, automatically it is come to the second record. So number of 10. Finally we close the parenthesis. So this is the starting parenthesis and this is the ending parenthesis. Now we should close the syntax. Once we end the syntax, we should use the semicolon. Whenever we should use the semicolon, now system is going to understand, okay, the query is completed. Suppose we cannot use this one, system again still keep on continuing. That is the reason we should specify the semicolon. Now click on enter. The table is created. Okay. Now system is clearly show us table is created. But as an end user or as a developer, I am not believe the system. Okay. I want to know whether the structure is created or not. I want to see whether the structure is there or not. How we can able to see the structure? Okay. Here we have a command is description. DESC and will be choose the table name. Which table we want to see the structure? Student 10, right? There. Now use the semicolon and click on enter. Clear? Once we are going to click on this description, system automatically shows the respective structure of the table. I want to see this structure. I want to see this table structure. It is clearly shows S number data type here, right? In the same manner we can able to see any table structure. So which is the command we want to use? DESC. This is the command we can use. Will be see the structure of the table. Okay, DESC. Suppose I want to see employee structure, then here. Okay, in the same manner I want to see DEPT. All of you clear? Okay, then okay. Now our table is student 10. In this student 10 table, how many columns we have? How many columns we have?
4 columns.
4 columns. Student number, student name, joining date, phone number. But unfortunately, I'm not satisfied with that. These 4 columns. I forgot to add one column that is called as a mail ID. Okay. But in this table, I have only 4 columns. Actually, at the time of creation table, I want to maintain 5 columns. I forgot to add one more column. So how we can go to do the modification? Now I want to do the modification in my table. All of you clear or not?
Yes, sir.
I want to do the modification in my table. How we can do that? So already I told you in this DDL we have 4 commands. One is create. Another one is alter. In that alter again we have 4 commands. One is add, another is modify, another one is drop, another one is rename. Here alter means it is used to alter the structure of the table. We want to do the customization of our table. Okay. But in our table, how many columns? 4 columns. Actually, we forgot to one column. What is the column? Mail ID. Now I want to add that column. Here, observe this one. Just I want to clear the screen. Here, I want to see the structure. This is the table is having 4 columns. Now I want to add one more column. Then how we can go to add that? Alter. Okay. Table. Here observe this one. The same command. Alter table. Which table you want to add the column? Student 10. What we do? Add a column, right? Add. Which column you want to add? Mail ID. Mail ID. which is the data type you want to maintain for this column. Now I want to maintain the varchar2 of 20, right? Then we can close the syntax while using semicolon. There. Table is altered. Then how we can check it? Description. Student 10. The table is altered or not? Successfully altered. The table successfully altered. Then next. So here observe this one. The first one is we can add a new column. The second one is modify. What is this use of modify? So here how we can go to modify that. Okay, so what is the use of modify that? Here this is the table. The table contains how many columns? 5 columns. Okay, so modify is used to change the data type of the column. Change the data type of the column. Data type means here what with that? These are the data types. Okay, so here what is the data type I want to change means at the time of creation of the table, unfortunately I am giving the S name is char data type. Now I want to change that char to varchar. How we can go to change it? Okay, then here observe this one. That here how we can go to change. Alter table. Which table you want to alter? Student 10. So we can go to do the modify. To which column you want to modify? Which column? Student name. Modify S name. So which data type you want to modify? Directly we can specify varchar2 of 15. Varchar2 of 15. I want to modify that particular column data type. Let us. Table is altered. Now we can check it. Student 10. It is altered or not? Successfully we altered the data type of that particular column, right? So we successfully completed this modify. Add means add a new column. Modify means modify the column data type. Modify the column data type. At the time of creation table, unfortunately I given the another data type. Now I want to change it while using the modify. Here again I have one more query. What is my query means? I want to change the column headings. At the time of draw a table, we can give the column headings, right? So these are the column headings. S number, S name, joining date, phone number, mail ID. Okay. Now I want to change this respected column headings. So here I am going to give the mail ID. I want to change that mail ID as an email. I want to change the mail ID as an email. I want to change the column name, not a data type. If you want to change the data type, you can go to use the modify. If you want to change the column name, then we can use one more command that is called rename. Okay. Then here we can go to use that rename. Alter table. Okay. So which table we want to modify? We want to do the customization. Student 10. Okay. Rename. Okay. Rename. Here we clearly tell to the machine rename column. We want to clearly tell to the machine rename column because we have several columns. Which column you want to rename it? Okay. Rename column is mail ID. 2. Mail ID is a new column, means new name. Okay. Mail ID to email. rename column, old column to new column. There. Table is altered. Now let us check it. Student 10. Is it changed or not? Okay. That now absolutely we change the mail. Now I have one more query. At the time of creation table, actually first time I created 4 columns. After that I add one more column. After that I change the data type. After that I change the column headings. Now I want to remove one column. Remove one column. The column means email. So unfortunately I added, but now the current situation I want to remove it. I want to remove that. Remove the particular column in a table. I don't want to remove all columns. I want to remove the particular column. How we can go to remove it? Again, alter table student 10. Okay. Then drop. And which one? Drop column. I will let you know why we want to use the column. So here we didn't specify add column, modify column. For rename only, for rename and drop only we can specify clearly column. I will tell you, not a problem. Column, which column you want to drop? Email. Drop column email. Table alter. Now we can check it. Have we dropped or not?
Yes.
Successfully we drop the column. Right? So why we want to specify this rename and drop is column means this rename and drop is one of the command under DDL and also these are the commands under alter. Okay, here in this DDL we have 4 commands. One is create, alter, rename and drop. These 4 commands are coming from DDL and also this drop and rename is available in this alter. In this alter. That is the reason we clearly tell to the machine, so whether you want to drop the column or rename the column. Now here observe this one, we want to work with the rename. We want to work with the rename. So how we can go to work with the rename? So already we are using the rename in column level. Okay, what is our table name? Student 10, right? Now I want to change the table name. I want to change the table name. So for that purpose we directly use the rename. Okay, then here rename, directly we can write it. Rename table. What is the table? Student 10 to std 10. Student 10 to std 10. Table rename. Now let us, we are going to check it whether it is change or not. std 10. Is it available or not? Now we can go to check it with earlier name. Description student 10. It is available? It is not available. System clearly tell to us. Object student 10 does not exist because of it is renamed with new name. That is the reason. Okay. So finally, now I am not satisfied with this table. I am not satisfied with this table in my database. I want to remove it. I want to remove this structure in my database. How we can go to remove it? We can go to, we have a column drop. We can use the drop. So drop, which object you want to drop? Table. Table. Okay. So because of we have several database objects. Okay, table, views, something like that. We want to drop table. Okay, std drop table, table name. Table drop. Now let us we check it whether it is available or not. It is not available. Right? So this is the way we are using the DDL commands. And also the first starting session I told you we cannot possible to create a table starting with number. Okay, starting with number, right? So I will show you. Create table 1 2 3 std. Observe this one. Column names. Just I am going to maintain only one column in this table. Only one column. Let us recheck it. System is clearly show us invalid table name. Means we cannot possible to create the table starting with number. And also we can possible to create the table while using symbols, but always starting with character. Okay, symbols means create table std @ 1 2 3. Okay, std @ 1 2 3 s number so not allow a remote database. So here this is also we cannot use. This is also we cannot use because of it is applicable for some access. It is a keyword. That is the reason we cannot access. Okay, let us we can go to use one more. Create table std. We have a dollar symbol. Std $1 2 3 s number of 5. It is accepted the dollar means some operators it is accepted. We can use that operators any middle of the table name. Clear all of it, but we never use to the number starting with table name. That is the rule. Okay, all of you clear? So this is the way we are working with these DDL commands. So how many DDL commands? So here observe this one. Now I am going to off the spool. Starting I start on the spool. Now I off the spool. Just once we go to check it. We have a 8 KB. Let us open this one. It is going to clearly show us which is the syntax I am going to enter in SQL prompt. Everything will be there. Everything will be there. So it is like as there some reference to you. Okay. While following this reference file, we can easily access your applications. Whatever command I entered in our SQL prompt, everything will be there here. This file I mail to each and every people. Okay. You can go to take printout, or you can follow that one also. You can easily understand. Clear?